on May the 1st, which is Sunday, is commemorating International Workers' Day. Today, the BTUC, that's the Bermuda Trade Union Congress, are actually celebrating that particular day today to acknowledge the hard work of workers, not only in Bermuda, but all around the world. This press conference is going to be sort of twofold, because at the same time, we would like to introduce a very new, rejuvenated, energized new executive board. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce the president for the next 2 terms for the Bermuda Trade Union Congress, Madam Nishante Bailey.
Thank you, Brother GS, and good morning, everyone. In serving one another, we become free. It is a simple yet profound idea, the idea that caring for each other gains us power, agency, and freedom. My apologies, technology. So I'll revert to the script. We always have backup in that world, okay? Okay. And I'll start again. In serving one another, we become free. It is a simple yet profound idea, the idea that caring for each other, ensuring that each and every one of us is protected, respected, and adequately compensated for our work. It gains us power, agency, and freedom. As May 1st is a Sunday this year, today we observe International Workers' Day, which is also known as May Day, a day designed to celebrate the tireless work that unions do in service for workers around the world. Today, on this auspicious day, we ponder what the simple ideal of service means to unionism. Unionism, of course, is a construct born of humanism, the timeless struggle to have our sister workers and brother workers treated like human beings. In Bermuda, our unions individually and collectively as the BTUC have always strived to advise workers and associated unions in extending the benefits of collective bargaining, to encourage labor productivity and efficiency, to promote ideas for labor legislation, to safeguard the welfare and economic well-being of workers, and to ensure that each affiliate shall have the rights to maintain their full autonomy. These, of course, are processes through which freedom is gained through service. A union serves. It serves the people, it serves the workers, it serves the community, and unforgettably, it serves humanity. Service, as we have seen, inevitably leads to freedom, and freedom is an absolute right of all human beings. These are the fundamental tenets that all sister unions that comprise the Bermuda Trade Union Congress hold sacred, and the driving forces behind our steadfast commitment to always serve our member workers. On this day of observing May Day 2022, we stridently reaffirm our intent to celebrate Bermuda's workers in every way possible. The BTUC, as stated, has recently elected a new executive, which includes representatives from all 8 of Bermuda's trade unions and associations. And we stand in unity, power, and service as we continue to forge ahead in the ongoing struggle to always improve the lot of workers. We are currently in negotiations on several levels, and our determination to care for our members through fair and equitable agreement is as strong as it has ever been. We will serve you, the working people of this wonderful country, to the absolute best of our considerable ability. So on behalf of the Executive Board of the Bermuda Trade Union Congress, we bid solidarity greetings during this 2022 commemoration of May Day to all of our members who fall under the BTUC umbrella: the Bermuda Entertainment Union, the Bermuda Fire Service Association, the Bermuda Industrial Union, the Bermuda Prison Officers Association, the Bermuda Public Services Union, the Bermuda Union of Teachers, the Electricity Supply Trade Union, and the Bermuda Police Association. As always, we thank you for your continued faith, your unwavering resourcefulness, and your admirable flexibility during these last few pandemic-affected years. And we salute your strength to carry on into sometimes an unclear future. In reflection of this historical motivation of May Day, we assure you that we will be here to support you every step of the way as we intend to serve and thereby lead us all to freedom. And with that, we invite the members of the media to ask any questions if they have any as we celebrate this May Day.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the invitation. You started off mentioning that you have a new revived executive board. What changes would you like to see happen, and what are you doing to, what's your main mandate at this stage?
Thank you for that question. The main mandate, as you see, all units and associations are represented here. So one of the main purposes is to ensure that we move in a united accord. We support each other's interests in ensuring that workers' rights are protected, fair and equitable wages are established, and any sort of issues or concerns that each individual unit have, what we have in common, we work together to ensure that those are addressed and resolved efficiently.
So we know the Wage Commission are currently working on coming to an agreement on a living wage and minimum wage. Are you happy with the progress that's being made so far, and what would you like to see happen?
Wow, I think that if we were to be honest, we would not be sort of happy with the progress that's being made with reference to the decision on what's going to be a livable or minimum wage. I think that that is one of the many concerns of issues that are happening within each one of our sister unions, bargaining units. I think that we can highlight a number of concerns that we are collectively concerned about. And because of how we operate independently within our unions, each one of these have separate concerns that they can surely indicate that needs to be addressed. I think that right now, one of the major things is what the president had said earlier. We have rejuvenated, we have sorted out a lot of the issues. We've had difficult conversation in order for us to make sure that we synergize and we collectively operate as one.
Thank you. And just one question for the Fire Association, only because it's topical. Thank you. So yesterday, the minister announced GP accepted 11 new recruits. Is that a sufficient number for the BFRS to meet the challenges that you've been facing over the last couple of years?
Good morning, and thank you. It's not sufficient, but at this point, we have to recognize that government has a fiscal responsibility to all of the unions and all of the organizations on the island. So if this is the only means by which they can supply additional manpower, then we're grateful and we accept it, but by no means would it alleviate the problems that are currently occurring within the fire service and how it directly affects the community going forward.
Do you have a rough estimate of how many new recruits you need to meet those challenges?
A rough estimate will probably be in the realm of about 45.
Quite a few then.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Conley from the Good morning, Madam President.
Good morning.
If I can go back to the minimum wage again, the minimum living wage. At the moment, do you feel that the government let workers down on this?
Yeah, Sean, the issue regarding the minimum wage has been something that has been, well, to use an analogy, a can that has been kicked down the road for some time now. Now, I can tell you that from what I've seen within a number of our sister unions, that there has been a consistent, I would say, need or a requirement for government to address this particular issue. It's been around for some time. And I think that to say that government has dropped the ball, it may be a bit strong, but the proof is in the pudding. You know, I think that this particular body, along with all other unions, are steadfast on how this country is going to start making an economic recovery. And a minimum wage would be a good start.
You think they have dropped the ball?
Well, I think that collaboratively, there would be some argument as to whether or not they've dropped the ball or not. As you know, Sean, it's been 2 years of a crazy pandemic. So I don't know if that could be a factor as to why the issue has not been dealt with as it probably should have been. I know that some of my members may have a different opinion of that as to why the minimum wage is something that has been taking such a long time to establish. But
And with that, considering that it is something that affects each and every one of us
Yeah.
equally, and so I would like to invite any of our other representatives from the executive board who have any additional comments to provide on the minimum wage topic. They can feel free to share
absolutely,
at this time.
I would invite anyone to share that. I think, well, that was the
And that's fine
introduction.
enough, Brother GS.
Well, Madam President, I can say that on behalf of the BRU, certainly on behalf of the Bermuda Trade Union, let me say that the BRU is very concerned that it's taken, whilst the minimum wage is an issue, the minimum wage only affects a minority of workers. The majority of workers will be affected by a livable wage. And the amount of time that it's taken now for the government to even, or the committee to even address a livable wage. Remember now, the minimum wage was passed last year, May, thereabouts when the report was submitted. Well, now, as of Sunday, we're now at May 1st. So almost 12 months down the road, and we have had very little about a livable wage. Because understanding what's affecting the people in Bermuda is having a reasonable quality of life. Workers have no real disposable income. They see no future as far as their sustainable earnings and having that disposable income to take care of their families. And until we can recognize that as a country, Bermuda's going to continue to have these sort of problems because we have people leave Bermuda. In the last 2 or 3 years, we've got more people leaving Bermuda. I was just speaking to a permanent law firm yesterday. At least maybe once a day or once every other day, somebody's coming here and packing up and leaving Bermuda. Going where? Canada, US, and the UK. Why? They see no future here for them in Bermuda. And until the country can recognize, and by extension, the government, because they are the government, they recognize that until we can address that, a lot of these issues that we've got socially and a number of other things are going to get, they're not going to get any better, they're going to get worse.
So do you think the government's got the ball on this?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
We have to call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Madam President, are you satisfied with what the government is doing about the cost of living crisis? Do you think they're doing enough?
I think it all goes hand in hand, you know. And so again, I echo the sentiments that was expressed by Brother Grant, and also the same sentiments that were expressed by President Furbert. It's not enough. And I think that when we consider what our workers have done, what they contribute to our society, the sacrifices that have made, most definitely, I think we all can agree that the government can do better on that front as well.
What would you like to see them do specifically?
I think we need to all come to the table. Everyone needs to present suggestions, ideas, and listen to the people and take in everyone's input into consideration.
And Sean, let's be clear. We actually have forums, that we meet on a regular basis. We meet
Indeed.
with the Premier quarterly, and some of his colleagues. We have the LAC, which is a forum, of course, you may know of, where we can discuss matters that are concerning the issues surrounding the country as far as labor is concerned. Now, one of the reasons why we're having this press conference today is to make sure that those particular forums that we engage in are reinvigorated, that the dedication and the commitment that's required from all stakeholders is put forward in order for us to address the serious concerns of this country. You brought up minimum wage. We could sit up here and talk about a litany of issues.
Mhm.
But we will highlight those particular issues in those particular forums and reinforce the need to have that consolidated dialogue on those issues to the Premier today.
Okay.
Just finally, even Tory-dominated Britain recognises May Day as a public holiday. Would you like to see it made a public holiday here as well?
I think there has been discussion on many fronts with the BTUC. I'm not sure if one of the seasoned members wants to comment on that, but I think most definitely it is something that is celebrated globally, especially in the UK, of course, primarily that's the main hub. So, and every opportunity that we have to celebrate and acknowledge workers, most definitely May Day is the day for workers. So to answer your question, I would say yes.
International Workers' Day
Mhm.
is separate from Labor Day. International
Mhm.
Workers' Day will celebrate May, so it's be an additional holiday to the Labor Day celebration, which is the first week in September.
Okay.
No substitution.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from members of the media? Perfect. So we thank you all for coming out and attending this press conference. And again, to all of our workers in the community, and of course, to the members that fall under the BTUC umbrella, we wish you a happy May Day today. Happy International Workers' Day. And in solidarity, we will continue to fight and forge ahead for the rights of workers. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Thank you.